So today we are going to talk about communication. Now, when we say communication in terms of we're talking about uh, workplace or office meetings, messages, team communication, and also your interview. And most of the people they usually face a challenge or a problem uh, while speaking in English because many of us do not have English as their native language, and that actually sometimes create a challenge. I would not say a challenge, but yes, in a way, that's a challenge for many of us because that's not our first natural language. Our mother tongue is our natural language, and that makes it a bit difficult for some of us because we are not used to speaking in English in our day-to-day life. How to overcome this? So we will first cover about interview skills or how to face interviews in English, and then we will go on to the workplace part. So when it comes to interview, uh, I have always told many of the clients or uh, the individuals I talk to, you have to. I mean, we don't have to be very, technically or um, verbally that was in English. We just have to remember that we need to speak or we should be able to stick to what the question is. As an example, we don't have to make some phrases or statements. That's what I'm trying to say here. As an example, they ask you some technical questions. So those are purely, you have to speak to them in that language itself. So that becomes much easier for you. An example would be, let's say we talk about some technical interview, be it Java, .NET, C++, or any other languages. I can take an example of Java, but you can just relate this to any of the questions that they ask. As an example, what is an object, or what are OOPS concept? This is a typical question they will ask you when it's Java or class-based programming language. Um, so the simple answer is an object is an instance of a class, and then what does the class do? What are the properties of objects, and so on and so forth. So here we don't have to make any words, right? It's very much simple and easier for us to stick to what the question is, and that way we don't have to think much in English. And the moment we try to think in English, I think it lowers our confidence, and then we forget or we are not able to make those statements or words in our mind, and that's why we can't present it well in front of others. So to avoid that, this is a solution I feel. Another question can be, okay, tell me something about variables, or how are the values stored in that particular web page, or how are you going to store the data, um, what is database, what is this query, what is the inner join. So these are regarding database questions. uh, Tell me something, how have you used Zoho or Jira, what is the what is Scrum, or what are the different techniques that you're following right now, which methodology you follow. Do you follow Agile, Scrum, or Waterfall model? So if they ask you questions, you just have, if you are very good in terms of your studies, then you can easily answer this. But you see our the way we speak now, if if my mother tongue is XYZ, my uh, movement of my lips and tongue will be regards to my mother tongue. So as an example, and again, we are not debating here about any other languages. We're just trying to make sure that we speak well in English, so that uh, we are able to present what we are thinking and what the questions are being asked. Most of the interviews, they go in English. In some cases, if the interviewer is good enough, kind enough, they might uh, listen to your answers in a mix of two, three languages. So I'm from Maharashtra, I speak Marathi, and here, if the interviewer is kind enough, they might listen to me in English, Marathi, and Hindi combination. But we cannot always find those people, right? And When you work in a MNC, if at all you do, or any other company, your clients in future will be speaking to you in English because they are mostly US, European, those kind of clients. If you're working for a local client, even in that case, yeah, you can speak in local native languages, but even during the office working environment, not everyone is from the same background like a mother tongue. So understanding and trying and starting to speak is very important. Now many of us will try to make fun of many of others. So the way I will speak and pronounce certain words might reflect my mother tongue. Same applies for someone else. So it takes practice. We don't have to learn any accent. That's what I always believed in when I started speaking. So in my case, fortunate enough that my parents put me in a school where I could learn English as well. But we were not talking every day, or we were not speaking every day in English as such there. It was only when I started working, that is when we started communicating. Again, not to an extent that we were using it English in every single thing that we did. It was only when I started leading and I started working directly with the clients, I knew I have to speak, right? And I had no discomfort as such. And I always maintained from that day onwards when I worked that I'll maintain a simple, plain tone. I will never try to master an accent, though I love some of the accents. But I know if I try to do that, then it's going to be difficult for me at times. So whatever I'm speaking right now is natural. It has come over a period of time, maybe last 20 years or so. And yeah, people, I think the most important thing is whatever we communicate, people should be in a position to understand and listen to you, and they should understand and grasp what you're trying to speak rather than what accent you're using. So I think that is more important. Thank you.